So, besides my noise from the upstairs neighbor, anyway, walking around like an elephant as usual, Apparently he hasn't learned how to walk. Guess he's not the only one that hasn't learned to walk, but some people just, can't figure out how to walk. Anyway, so I've been on Discord for some time, I guess 2 days now. Been banned from a good amount of places, and it's clearly having issues in regards to working. I tried to install it on the mobile, and I was sitting in trying to talk to people and all that. Nothing really was happening, although Discord was showing that I was on it, but clearly I was not. So I wasted a lot of time on absolute rubbish. It's just weird that it wouldn't work as it should. So I installed it on the mobile phone, and clearly I wasn't getting through in regards to the voice. And the voice wasn't getting through to me, although of course the application didn't say anything in regards to it. So, or maybe I should actually turn on, maybe I should move some energy from the machine over to the batteries, just to get a little juice over. Let's do that. Let's empty the battery a little in regards to the... Oh, that's the wrong one. Dope. So, where's it? No? Yeah, I need to make some 230 volts Anderson plugs pretty much as well. Sick and tired of having all these, 230 volts, whatever, let's just get some Anderson, right? Although, of course, you have to be careful in regards to what you fix together and all that. Let's see here. We have this, that goes to the battery. And then we have this, that goes up there. And it should be this one, but I think it's wrong. Let's try again. Nope, it's the... No, it's good. Yeah, great. I think we got it. Great, hopefully. There we go, got the right one. I have two 230 volts things and all that. Okay, so I've been banned at least on 4 servers. And some of them proclaim themselves Protestants. But if you mention the Pope, you out. Of course, I have done other things in regards of a little... but usually, it's pretty much, if you talk about the Pope being the Antichrist, the papers are all over, and yeah. Or you get silenced, banned, if you say that the Pope is the Antichrist, you can get silent. If you have any links or anything that points it out, you can get muted. I'm timed out at the moment, and they deleted the link in regards of ex-Jesuit Alberto Rivera. So let's see here. Maybe I can actually write this guy and he can get the link, There we go. So we can... and also Discord is asking me if I'm inhuman all the time. And then you need to do these weird things and all. It's just... You gotta be kidding me. And... Like, what is this rubbish? It can also be a little hard to get into servers and figure out how to actually join them. And you need to toy around and figure out, how do I actually join this server, and actually begin to talk to someone, because it doesn't have like a launch. Like, why not just have a, what do you call it, lounge, where people just whatever, even if it's bots and all that, just have everybody come to this, one specific room, and then you can take it from there, right? If you want something like but I don't know, maybe it's because that some bots would maybe do stuff, I've lost messages on this platform, and apparently there's also some Discord rules that you need to follow to even... So there's rules, and then there are the rules inside of the rooms. So a lot of rules, Oh, why didn't I just... Yeah, that's... So anyway, yeah, being censored. Where we have ex-Jesuit Alberto. 2 goals.
One is under a satanic doctrine called the temporal power of the papacy, the temporal power of the Roman Catholic institution. One of the most holiest of doctrines within the Roman Catholic institution. One of the most dangerous and severe doctrines within the Roman Catholic teaching. The temporal power of that institution. They said, we are the Church of Christ. We were told in the seminar, and because we are the Church of Christ, and because the Pope is the head of the Church, there is Christ himself, then the kingdom of God is here, and the King is here, then we must take over the world, because we are reigning under Christ on earth. Then every piece of land is ours, every human is ours, every government must be under our power. Certainly, the temporal power. It tells the institution they must have political power. They must have economical power. They must have educational power. They gotta control the education of your mind. They gotta supervise that education. That education go along with the canons, law of the Roman Catholic institution. That attorney, that doctor, that banker, that senator, that governor, that president, that king and emperor, they all have to think accordingly the canon laws of the Roman Catholic institution. Yes, certainly. This is why they all bow in their professions to her and to the canon laws of the institution. They swear. Listen, white, and he that sat on him hath a bow. Now, we go into the details that adorn that figure, that rider, and that white horse.
Anyway, so I'm on Discord, pretty much on the mobile and on the computer, but the computer has so many issues. I also just lost all of my tabs in regards to Opera. I don't know what happened, but I messed up, I guess. My brain and, history is just it. Yeah, all the new interfaces and all that. So I do have the tabs in Chrome, but I really should move all those over to Opera pretty much. But Opera is a stinking browser as well. The only reason why I use Opera, is because it's on these old computers that I have, it runs pretty good. That's the only reason. If it wasn't because of that, I wouldn't be using Opera. The 2 browsers, maybe 3, that has a little like the old days. But the problem is they are so slow, They are incredible slow on these slow computers. If I had like a bigger computer, it wouldn't be a problem, because it wouldn't be slow. At least it would be a lot less slow. But yeah, they have the kind of old, if you just took the new modern browsers and fixed some of the things to the old days, it would be, pretty awesome. But sadly not. Yeah. I'm looking into if I should actually get a new mobile, but it seems like usually it's just a waste of money, pretty much. I just want something that can record calls, and that I don't need to change battery, and though it doesn't overheat. Every single mobile I have overheats, as far as I know. All of them, pretty much. There is the what they call. I can't remember if I ever got that actually to overheat. No, yeah, the problem was I couldn't make it record from the phone. So yeah, so every other phone I've been able to make it overheating, and just by recording and sending, including this mobile. And I don't know, like if you have like 8 years ago at the LGV20, I can record on that as well, and that has heating problems. Although I kind of, with the bigger batteries in the past, it tended to actually help and all that, but all of a sudden, I guess that just went down the drain in regards to things. Actually, here we have an offer on this phone that I'm looking into. And I guess the phone has like this special thing. So even if that's the thing, in regards to the other mobile that I bought from AGM, bullshit. Never don't buy anything from. But really, I should have bought a phone that at least had one feature that I could have used for something else. So, because at least then I would have been able to use it like as a tool, like in regards of heating, in regards of thermal camera. At least I would have been able to use it for something at least. Now that I couldn't use it as a daily driver. So of course that was much more expensive than the one I got from AGM. But I didn't expect that they had these issues, and I didn't expect they wouldn't actually fix an issue that they know is actually there. Oh, we'll just not fix it. Oh, okay. Oh. Thanks so much for not fixing the issue. Like, you gotta be kidding me. So at least I'm looking at a phone in regards of where it has a projector in it, and it should be able to record calls, although it's a gigantic, huge phone. The good thing with this phone, as I understand it, is that you can actually, if you go out in the forest or anything like that, you shouldn't be much afraid in regards to the power, because it has some camp light and all that. It has different things of that nature, and it has a projector if you want to see a movie out there, which could be interesting to actually have a lot of media in regards to Roman Catholicism and Protestantism. Although my brain, I guess, is it could be interesting just to go into the forest and then just take the projector with you, find some kind of place where you could actually project it upon. Yeah, maybe you could just fix like some kind of and find something and just put it there. If someone steals it or anything like that, it's not the biggest thing in regards of some kind of, plastic or something like that you could. Oh, actually, I guess you could maybe use a top, right? Just use a top, actually, a white top or something like that. Actually, yeah, maybe some are actually better than others. I need to pee, so I'll just be right back. But that was actually a great idea, because you can use the top for other things, of course. So I'm kind of just trying to actually find a place where you actually are able to buy it. And then, because I can't order on the internet anymore, well, maybe if I have PayPal. I can't remember if this other firm, and I don't know what the documentation is in regards of the phone, the other place where I bought the phone. This phone, which is interesting. This phone that I have here is actually still pretty expensive to buy in the shops, and it's just a standard mobile. Like, it's not even something, it's not even something grand or anything like that. It's not a flagship. It has heating issues and all that. In regards of, at some point it will say, oh, it's too hot and all that. And I don't even live in a hot country or anything like that. So it's just rubbish. If you go down to the hot nations, you do wonder how many of the mobiles of theirs are having heat issues, It must be terrible annoying, Like heat issues all the time and all that. Anyway, let's see here. X-Cover 6, Samsung X-Cover 6, and I also have some issues in regards to the camera. I need to figure out actually if that's actually just my phone, or if it's Let's see if I can find the place where I actually bought it. I see Enterprise Edition Samsung. And I guess it was just, Enterprise Edition Telenor. Someone says, oops, Samsung Galaxy X Cover 6 Pro is not invincible. Yeah, well, it was nice in regards to the cover thing I found for it, so that works pretty good. The only thing is that the battery is just too small, And I'm sick and tired of changing the battery all the time. You do something and then you can't even put a plug in regards to charging it, because then it becomes too hot, It just gets tedious. Maybe Power.deco has the tank tree, although I think it probably would be a niche product. Maybe I can ask them. Oh yeah, I could get it from Amazon, but I can't order from Amazon anymore. I have physical cash. So anyway, the tank tree seems to be like, again, even if I can't use it, hopefully I can, hopefully it would be like, it will be a big mobile, but at least I won't be needing to change battery all the time. That, would be a strength, even if it's so heavy. It will be much more heavy than is what I, have a specific place where it begins to get too heavy and all that in the hand. But anyway, it has a jack stick. It does have a micro SD plug, and it is said that it doesn't become too hot. So, which I don't know if it's true, but I'm it seems like people. It seems like people haven't been able to, let's try to ask anyone who has ever gotten a heating error on the Unihertz tank tree. Anyone who has ever gotten a heating error or heating warning? Yeah, I have a lot of questions, but as I understand it, you can record calls like in the old days. There's a jack stick. There's a pretty good speaker in it in regards to size. I don't know in regards to the microphone, in regards to call. Call on, calling with the speaker on. Okay, let's see here. How is calls with the speaker on? Is the mic and speaker good enough? I don't really see, what I have a lot of questions, for it. But yeah, if it doesn't heat up, that of course the size should be so big so it actually didn't have there's a fan in it, but as I understand it, the fan is mostly for the projector. If you open it up, you can see the projector thing, and it seems like they say Total Commander is running on it without issues, so. Which kind of, is one of the reasons why I don't use one of the others that I bought. because I need Total Command. I can't use a mobile without Total Commander. It's just a standard, you know, you need to have it, you know. And in regards of call recording, would be nice to have as well, again, because it's just, yes, it's such a nice feature to have. It's weird because I could you know, in the past I could remember. Yeah, I could remember where I bought the X cover from, and I also had. There should be some paper somewhere. Let's see here. Just nothing is. Like everything is out of hand, you know, in regards of all the movement thing and all the crappy things, you know, that, you know, pretty much is team specs in regards of, okay, doesn't seem to be in regards to the mobile. There's some technical things. No. In regards to the old computer or the crap bar, no. I don't see anything in regards to the mobile. Could actually be in the mobile thing here. I don't think so. No, so this is probably just, yeah. What about, oh, here we have the Galaxy 6, but it doesn't really, I don't think it says where I bought it from. So it's also, you know, so the other mobile, you do also have pretty much a good amount of internal space, so that would also be pretty good. So some of the things pretty much just are sorted out, hopefully, in regards to that. If I, you know, if I go get that other one and see if it actually, because then, you see here, 6 gigabyte. I don't know, you can get the other mobile with like 16 gigabyte and 18 gigabyte, two different versions. I'm like, why in the world would you have two different versions? Like two gigabyte of difference? Like, why? How in the world are you ever going to use 16 gigabyte of RAM? I don't know. It's just, okay, Enterprise Edition, let's try. Globe is something with Globe. I should have. Anyway, okay. But I don't understand how this mobile that I have here that can still actually still be pretty expensive. Why would it? Of course, I could have found the link in regards of my, yeah, in regards to my channel, although I deleted it. That's typical, you know. You delete something and then you find out, actually, I kind of, you know, could have used, but it, you know, the channel didn't really become much popular, and, let's see, Dustin, oh, that's actually, no, that's the 7 version, where you can't change the battery. Oh, I found it, Gummy Bow. Oh, there we go. Maybe they also have the tank tree, you know, but anyway. 50 megapixel camera, I don't know. But it does, oh yeah, it can't record in 60 frames per second, it's like my old. It's a little too heavy, you know, heavy on the side. Version release 12, but of course it's Android 14 now. Minus the processor struggles a little with heavy apps and games, but is powerful enough for everyday task. Yeah, well. Anyway, Discord has been a kind of, you know, there are clearly groups out there, but yeah, there's a lot of papists on Discord for sure, and it does seem like it's controlled by the papists, you know. There's a lot of Roman Catholics, and they usually, as they do, twist things, you know. I don't think they have the Tank Pro on Gummy Bow. It was a pretty nice company overall. They, you know, when I had some issues and all that, they actually did kind of send me. Yeah, and I guess it's still the cheapest place to actually get it. So it's not that, you know, it's nice. But let's try this and see if we have Tank 3 Pro. It's like, you know, isn't that like a place where you can see where you can buy it? Like some, maybe it's. No. Denmark, køb Tank 3 Pro. So here we get, you know, cdon.dk, but you just get a website. You don't get like a place where you can actually buy it, you know, in a shop, you know. Here we have like computersal.dk, but again, you know, it's a internet shop. So again, you can't really. So we have cdon.dk, evili.com. As far as I understand, you know, the best place I could pretty much find would be Amazon, but again, I can't pay on Amazon anymore because they don't take PayPal, and there doesn't seem to be any other choice to trade on the internet. But yeah, it could be interesting to try it out, although it will be a huge, gigantic monster, I think. But you won't be looking into in regards of, you know, you can charge it. Apparently they can charge with 120 watts, but yeah. And it has huge. I really don't know if you can actually take it with you. If I went to Israel, would they actually allow me to take it with me? That's kind of a concern I have. I don't know if they would actually look at the mobile and say, well, oh, that's too big, you know, too big battery in it. Although I don't know if they would. You know, look into, oh, it's, you know, it's. If they would just, oh, it's a mobile, you know. I don't know if you just put it up in the. But yeah, if they say, well, you can't take this with you, you know, it's too big, you know, it's kind of, you know, not too good, right? Anyway, so, okay, let's try this, and, you know, it could be nice to actually see in the beginning what kind of ways that you can actually pay with instead of actually, so that would be coming soon if you could actually, but then again, payment. Oh, there actually is PayPal. So the thing is, I will then need to go down in the bank, move the money over to PayPal, and then do it like that. That'll be 3 days on the bank, around 3 days, and then the money goes in, and then you would need to, from PayPal, do it like that. Here it's actually a little cheaper, which is interesting. Isn't it the same place? 6,499. Let's go back, but they do seem to actually take PayPal. I would like to try it out, actually, you know, with the hand instead of. I don't know why they sell this phone, you know. It's kind of a problem. But yeah, this phone, in regards to the batteries, you need 3 batteries to keep this running, and then change the batteries. It's 15.59 watt hours a one battery, and like in the past, you could buy bigger batteries, like to the LG V20, which I still do have some batteries that are. I have 2 batteries that still works, but they are kind of like, you know, the other batteries I've had. Well, I have 3 batteries left for the LG V20s, but it's kind of getting smaller and smaller because it kind of they're kind of, you know, one of the batteries was blown up, So they tend to blow up, and of course the batteries are kind of old, and I guess I don't think they're making them anymore. Why is this actually only saying like it's 400 grams? That's not 400 grams, it's more like 700 grams. Maybe they made a mistake on that. In regards to the specific key, I think it's 700 grams. It's nearly like it's a good amount. I guess you can train with it, like, you know, it's 700 kilos. Oh, sorry, grams. So it's worth a try, you know. It only seems like you can have 4 icons at the bottom, which kind of sucks. Seems like the icons are pretty big, you know, in regards to the big scale and all that. I'm not sure you can change that, sadly. It's just typical. Yeah, like everything is just bad these days, right? It's like you have to compromise. It's not like that you have companies actually making something that you think is awesome, right? It's always compromising. You're always compromising with something. You're just trying to find something like the good old days, and yet that's very hard. I don't know why this actually is. I don't get it. This is Unihertz Tank 3 Pro robust smartphone, right? And it's more expensive than what they sell here, which should be the same thing, and yet I don't get it. Exactly the same, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know. Both of them are called one is called robust, whatever. It's interesting how people like have all these phones and they never use them, right? You know. Okay. Oh, this is 3. Uh-oh, I lost it. Reopen. So power 3 didn't. I just you know. I would also need some. I would like to have some battery for the X cover and all that, but of course, in regards to PayPal again, PayPal is the way to go around things. But yeah, why do you even need to go around things? You know, it's just. Anyway, I think Merlin might actually have the battery, so maybe they don't have it in the shop. I'm not sure. Merlin batteries, because, you know, stupidly enough, I kind of, you know, when you don't have 3 batteries for this mobile, it kind of end up being, you know, it can't charge the battery fast enough. And by the way, I should actually put that in the charger. So this one runs dry before I actually end up. And that's kind of annoying. Okay, we are on 3. Yeah, let's just empty it a little more, but it's going good in regards of just charging the batteries. Okay, so Samsung X cover, you know, let's see here, Braming Electronic Technique D, you know. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's interesting. It's a kind of. So original batteries, like 300 kronos nearly. Like we have Merlin, but they say they have it on, you know. But do they sell it in the shop? You know, that's a good question. I guess you could ask them down in the shop if they can actually, you know, fix it to the shop. And yeah, you know, there's over 300. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, we have found at least one place where we can get this phone, but again, well, not in a physical movie, not in a physical shop. But yeah, it would be nice if I could record calls again and get some sanity in regards to that, and then I guess drop the rest of the. Would just be nice to just drop the rest of the mobiles and just put them to the side and not think further in regards to it. Because it kind of gets to a point where you want to do other things than bullshit around with. You don't, in regards to changing the battery, if you're doing something, you don't want to think about changing the battery all the time. So here we have 16 gigabyte of RAM. Again, I have no idea how you would ever use 16 gigabyte on. Maybe I should actually try to write on YouTube here how to use 16 gigabyte of RAM. It's just 16 gigabyte of RAM. How in the world would you ever use 16 gigabyte of RAM on Android? Like, you really need to have, I don't know, maybe multiple huge computer games or something like that running in the background. Like, here we go with how much RAM do you need on a phone? Let's try. Is like 8 gigabyte or
size of a RAM? Is it 6 GB, 8 GB, 12 GB, 60 GB, or 80 GB?
Yeah, I don't even. Like 4 gigabyte is actually. I think this phone has 6 gigabyte.
Ideal RAM size of your smartphone. We have to know what is the RAM actually, because people usually think
Well,
that having
what applications can push the RAM on the mobile into 16 gigabyte,
So smash the like button if you will. Whenever I post.
Like, really, in regards to the applications I have, nothing really pushes it to, to the extent that I would ever need 16 gigabyte. Or even 8 gigabyte, or even 6 gigabyte, or even 4 gig. I've used 4 gigabyte in the past, That's 4 gigabyte I actually have reached a couple of times on but very very few times where it began to close down some applications. But I don't know what applications actually uses those gigabyte of RAM. It just doesn't added 16 gigabyte extra in any no lag mode. How many tabs can you open with 500 gigabyte of RAM? Yeah, but in regards to the tabs, nah, I don't buy it. Anyway, it's weird that the Tank 3 have a version where it has just 2 gigabyte more RAM. This doesn't make any sense. Why would they even make it? I don't get it. Why would you make a version that has 2 gigabyte more RAM? Like, what's the point of making like 18 gigabyte compared to 16 gig? It doesn't make any sense. I still, like, maybe I should write it into the Facebook here in regards of, I don't get it. I just don't, I'm still thinking it over. And why in the world would you ever make a version with 18 gigabyte of RAM? Like, 16 gigabyte is more than enough. And we are only talking 2 gigabyte more. I just don't get it. Don't get it. Why even bother making a version like that? Like, it just seems totally wasteful. It just, maybe it's just bullshitting around or something like that. But it doesn't make any sense to me in any level. Why would you do that? Like, why would you make a version that just have 2 gigabyte more of RAM? And as a variation to the 16 gigabyte, like, 2 gigabyte. You know, this is nothing. It's just, and I still don't get. I still don't get it in regards of like. It seems like on this video in regards to the RAM that you really need to have like a huge amount of applications open. So it's kind of and I already have like 100 apps and all that, and I never reach the amount that. So, you know, usually, you know, in regards to RAM on the computer, I usually can actually, even if I actually didn't expect to actually use all the RAM on this old bullshit machine, the crap bar, and actually I have been needing to make a swap file for it as well, and I actually fill it up a good amount of time because I have too many, you know, I have tabs in the browser, and of course a lot of websites today takes a lot of space, so that fills it up pretty quickly. But it's just that I just don't see any application really on the phone that really does that, even if I've had a lot of tabs open. Yeah, so anyway, we have the Unihertz Tank 3 5G Dual SIM 512 gigabyte. So that's 512 gigabyte internal. So that should be enough internal space so it doesn't run dry so easily. So that's nice. I think I still have a good amount of space on this one, but it still only does 128, and that was the problem with the LG phones, that they only had 64 gigabyte. It was a killer. That was pretty much one of the things that pretty much kills it. Is, oh, this is interesting, weight 666. As far as I know, it's actually 700 and something, but okay, it's just interesting too, like 666. Anyway, so yeah, it's like, what is, yeah, I don't get it. Why would you make a version that is 2 gigabyte more? Anyway, so we have a Unihertz Tank 3 Pro Dual SIM 512 gigabyte, and like we have two different, you know, two mobiles here, and one is more costly than the other, but it should still be the same one. You gotta be kidding me, you know? Like, why is there so much nonsense? This one cost 5,369, and the other one is over 1,000 kronos more expensive, but it's the same phone. Like, I don't get, what is the difference, you know? I don't get it. What is the difference between this phone and this phone? It should be the same phone, and yet the price is different. Can you call them or something like that? I'm just getting sick. It's like, oh, that's on Facebook. Let's see if we can ask them. Oh. Contact us. Okay, so you try to contact them, and ja, get it. I burde seriøst lære noget om kundesupport, er der en, der skriver. Ja, men der er simpelthen alle steder, kundesupporten jo fuldstændig ødelagt, altså. Okay, we have someone on Facebook actually also writing, yeah, they're good enough, loud and clear. How is calls with the speaker on? Is the mic and speaker good enough? Yeah, they are good enough, loud and clear. Okay. What about, okay, that's good. Anyone who has ever gotten a heating warning on the Unihertz Tank 3? No. Let's give him a like for responding. At least he's responding. And he's responding as well. In regards to the X cover phone, you know, I don't really get much feedback on that. I tried to make the Telegram thing. Maybe that's a Telegram as well. Maybe there's also, actually, we can actually look into that. Maybe there's a Discord channel in regards of... but anyway, I lost huge amount of... I lost huge amount of tabs because I kind of... Yeah. We have a mentioning public on something. So can it take me to it or something like that, or is it just some rubbish or something like that? Victoria, Johan, Darkijah. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Oh, I'm red. Oh, I'm red. I'm black red. Can I change the color? Well, again. Everything is about, it's okay to cry. How long did she pass? I pulled my ass off the Father Day. Yeah. Okay. Okay, but anyway, they apparently have accepted my coming in. Although let's see how that, So on Discord, I've just been accepted into, and I'm not sure if they have any way you can speak. That's the graveyard. Oh, sounds interesting, huh? Graveyard. Socialized. No one really in the men's general. Okay, it's like a men's room. Anyway, so and that's the thing, right? You just give me a break. Why not just have a lounge where people can ride and then? But no, that's kind of not how it. At least have some place where people can just sit and say hello, and talk a little back and forward. But maybe they're afraid of the bots. So Universe Tank 3 5G. Oh, this is the non-pro. I think the non-pro doesn't have a. I don't think it has a projector, if I actually recall correctly. Yeah, I don't think it actually have a projector in it. So that's why. Okay. Let's see, a projector. No. Okay, so the other one has a projector, I guess. Projector. Okay. Yeah, okay. So that's why. Okay, so that's why it's more expensive. Okay, I got it. I found it finally. Oh, stupid me, right? So yeah. So I have a place, it seems, okay, where we have found that I actually can order it from. This seems to be the same place. Although there are some difference in, I don't know why, it's the same price, but it doesn't. No, actually it is not. You gotta be kidding me. Do I have a... This is actually like pro robust phone, and the other is pro as well. So we actually do have two different, maybe it was another, okay, it's confusion. So this is like projector. Okay, yeah, this has a projector and the other one has a projector. And both of them, as far as I know, are the same. Maybe it's 16 gigabyte of RAM. So why are they different in regards to price? Give me a break. Give me a. That's a third one. That's also a Pro Dual SIM, and maybe this is not a Pro Dual SIM. Maybe it's just, I don't know. It's just weird. Pro Dual SIM, Pro to both of the. Okay, these are named the same thing. Okay. What? GAD? Is GAD? GAD? Is that? No, that's not GAD. Okay. Seems to be some. Okay, so we have one website. Okay, it's this one. Okay, Universe Tank 3 Pro Robust Smartphone. This is another place, evila.com. Just not sure if this is actually... and, because it doesn't matter in regards to 16 gigabyte or 18 gigabyte, It just seems to be wasteful in regards to price and all that. I guess maybe the 18 gigabyte might have the idea that it might be new or something. I don't know. That's interesting. A PhonoKit Mini 20 watt charger. That's pretty small for 20. Yeah, well, anyway. And that's also a thing, like, apparently the phone can charge with 120 watts, it says. Although I'm kind of, bop. It's probably not all the time that it can charge with 120 watts. I would think that is probably only some of the times that it can do that. But yeah, the idea, I think, it's that it's able to charge in less than 2 hours, and then you can have it going for 7 days or something. I'm not so sure. That's just the color for Denmark. If you're a server booster, you get whatever color you want. That, you know, it's hard to see. It should be more red. At least. Very hard to see. Just lie about what you're from. No, that's not. That is not what I meant. The flag is more red, I think. I guess there are some variants on the color red on the flag. I see, just typical, right? Oh, just lie about where you're from. I'm not lying about. I'm not rejecting that I'm from Denmark. It's the color. I don't think the Danish flag color is so dark. I think most Danish flags are like much more bright in red. You know, that's just, you know, I've gotten a really dark red they have given me. Anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. They're going to. Oh, there we go with the bullshit as well, right? We just closed the screen automatically, right? Even if you didn't say so. Oh, the colors assigned to each country aren't necessarily the country's colors. Oh, okay. Okay, Roger. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, well, whatever. It is what it is, I guess. Oh yeah, Roger. So yeah, so now we hello. I have a website. Let's get the website. Let's see if we can get banned in less than half an hour. See if that works. No, link is not allowed. Well, we can do it on another way. Yeah, let's just do it like this. Yeah, just don't put the HTTP into it, and it will delete the link. It's just all these bullshit rules. Oh, you can't do these and this and all that. And I guess it might be a good thing that the link is really not so. It's like a .info, so maybe they don't totally. But there's so much censorship, you know. Yeah, it gets tedious. So, by the way, don't get an AGM phone. At least, if you're going to get an AGM phone, then get something where it has a special feature that you at least can use. So, if anything, then you can use it as a tool for at least, like the heat and all that. Oh my God! So they have this heating phone where you can see how heated it is, and it would have been nice to just have like where's the heat and where it's cold in regards to the winter time and all that. But anyway, at least I would be able to use it like as a tool for something, just one purpose, right? But yeah, as it is for now, I don't think it has much purpose to the one I bought. I can still sit and wait for an update, but I don't think it will ever come around, as far as I know. So Uniher's Tank 3 seems to be, even if they don't do so many updates, they actually do seem to do something. And I don't really care about, updates. If the phone works, an update is not needed, But Because usually if you make like an update, then it might actually make things break, something break, you know. Everything is going good, and all of a sudden it just breaks, right? Okay, here we have Computer Sale. That's a Danish website. I think I paid or bought before. A little more expensive for the phone. I'm not sure what they actually, in regards to what you can pay with. There's no image of the phone either. It's just they just sell it for a pretty high price. Well, I guess it's not that. Oh yeah, this is the standard phone. Oh yeah, without the projector, so that's kind of okay. Bilholder for tablet. So let's see here. Oh, my feet are hurting. 8849 Tank 3 Pro 5G. Okay. We have Merlin. Oh, that's in regards to the battery for the other phone. Again, I really, after ruining some of the batteries to try to make a double battery. Oh, we should probably close this down. No, it actually still have 3, but it depends in regards of how much energy are we going to. That's tomorrow. If the sun comes up and all that. Really would have been nice. 200 and something. It would have been nice if I actually fixed the setup, but again, I got to ping on the internet and all that. 245 watts and all that. The idea is actually it should go to the batteries first, and from the battery over to the station. That's the whole idea. But it's incredible, right? Over 300 for a battery. Like a standard little battery. You want over 300 crowns for a battery. I have these other batteries that I need to, if I ever, regards to see if I could make like a double battery. I probably will ruin both of them, of all 4 of them. It's worth a try, but because it's so annoying in regards to this just one battery bullshit. But I guess it doesn't matter if I get this other mobile and I actually end up using it as a primary mobile, then I guess I don't need the other one. I have all the work to do, in regards to getting all the applications installed and all that, and set all the things up. It's just terrible. They really do us in on so many levels. But yeah, Merlin might, if they don't have it in the shop, hopefully they could order it to the shop. Anyway. AliExpress. Oh yeah, we like Amazon DE. Let's see here. Amazon Tank 3 Pro. Let's see here if it should be there. Yeah, here we have Tank 3 Pro. Yeah, 16 gigabyte. I guess they also might have the 18 gigabytes. Maybe the 18 gigabyte actually have the system, so you don't need to update the system or something like that. I don't know. So we'll see how we kind of do that. It's interesting, like the micro SD cards are actually getting pretty cheap compared to in the past, if you want a 1 terabyte micro SD, it's not much, Well, it's still still up there, right? But it's surely getting cheaper than in the beginning for sure. Although they're not really gotten any. Well, some that's over 1 terabyte. I'm not sure if 2 terabyte has come around. Micro SD card. If that come around yet. I don't think it is, but I guess it will. Yeah. But overall, in regards to the space, do you need it? Not really. It's like, at least for me, it's just. Well, it seems to be like maybe a 2 terabyte card here. ATI gear, 2 terabyte capacity, 1 or 2 terabyte. So maybe they actually have made a 2 terabyte. It seems so. AGI, although I've never heard about them in regards of gaming. 1 terabyte and 2 terabyte apparently. Supreme Pro TF138 Micro V30 A2. I can't remember all the A1 and A2 and whatnot, all these different standards, but they do seem to sell 2 terabyte. With 4K Ultra HD recording, so it should be fast enough. Actually, the read and the write, they're actually pretty good, 107/160 megabyte per second. That's pretty good, in regards to the other one that I was looking into. Okay. I never heard about the company. They seem to make some hard drives. So, yeah. So it seems kind of like a little like a new company. So I guess they're getting up to speed and in regards to, but yeah, I still have a lot of gigabytes that is unused on the micro SD card. Of course, you could use it for backups and all that, and have like a backup folder and fix. You could pretty much begin to fill things up like my website. Just fix the backup on the mobile directly, and have it there. Have the, that's a possibility, of course. Yeah, apparently 2 gigabyte. And apparently said to be pretty fast. Now, of course, you never know with a phone in regards to how much you actually are going to get out of it in regards to speed. So, but it seems to have been made for 4K ultra recording. It seems legit or whatever, legible, whatever it's called. Let's see here, let's see here, AGI Micro SD 2 terabyte. Let's see if we can find something on. What was that portal called? I can't remember. Okay, it's harder for to download on the internet as well from YouTube. I have a lot of issues in regards to that. And we have AGI Micro SD card review. The highest capacity micro SD card in existence. And we actually have do have some. Is this the world's first 2 terabyte? So there's some videos in regards to that. Nice. So, but if you really wanted to test things in regards of, yeah, okay. SanDisk 1.5 terabyte micro SD, but it's a slower card. So sure, it has 1.5, but it might actually. But doesn't matter in regards to the speed. I guess that's a good question in regards to. Yeah, of course you want all the speed that you can get. But it might also produce more heat in regards to the speed. I don't know. But anyway. So let's see here. Oh well. 2 terabyte US. Okay, we have another one in regards. This is 1 month ago. So yeah, it seems to be legible that we have 2 terabyte cards now. All these symbols you find, blah blah blah. AGI micro SD cards. That seems to be from themselves. So yeah, best micro SD card for Lenovo Legion Go, top tested and compared. I guess some of the gaming consoles, I guess, are tested it, but they can also put real hard drives into of course, the SSDs are. The the real hard drives compared to the micro SDs or micro, are really the best. So if you can put a real hard drive into your, gaming device or whatever, that's what you would do. Anyway, let's see what they have in regards to writing on Discord. I just lost all my tabs. It's like, yeah, okay, in some sense, okay, it's fine that I lost all my tabs in some sense. I'll just, I have had more than enough, really, and, usually tend to grow anyway, right? So... just bullshit. Someone talking bullshit. Wasting your time, right?
This is Halcyon's on Void here, and I am delighted to show you what I believe is the first ever unboxing of an AGI 2TB micro SD card on camera. This is a new product from AGI. It was out in January, but was out of stock until the 19th of March. As you can see here, it says very clearly, it is a memory card. So this is to supply all that memory you may need. So let's go ahead and get into the unboxing.
170 and 100. So here we have the speed of the card. So seems like the speed seems to be like pretty good. Can't remember how fast the other one was. 170 times 160. That seems to be pretty good speed for a micro SD card,
It's going to.
So apparently that's the first micro SD 2 terabyte. Usually never really 2 terabyte.
And there you have it. 2 terabytes of memory in the space of less than my thumbnail. Isn't that mental?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
And here we have our first test
It
of
is interesting.
the AGI 2 terabyte micro SD card. What I have here is a Darkijah micro SD card reader. I purchased that because of its compactness. And if you insert this
that's nice.
into
That's actually it's just nice in regards to the compactness compared to the ones that I have. That actually is kind of, that's very compact compared to the other ones that I have. As far as I recall, I can't even find them now. Yeah, but that's pretty compact. I think we have I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty compact.
If you insert this,
So you insert it like this. Oh, great.
The slot here, you can see it fits in very snugly.
Oh, nice.
Very nicely.
Wow, that's nice.
This is probably the only 2 terabyte USB drive emulator that we can have out there. But let's go ahead and pop it in, shall we? And there we go. And just wait for the drive to show up. And don't see it yet. That is a bit concerning. There we go. And the USB drive has appeared.
You only have 1.75 gigabytes. So again, the lies as it usually goes.
We're going to test the
write
speed of this drive. So we shall take these video files, totaling about 400 megabytes, and copy them here. We are writing at about 40 megabytes per second. 50. Going up and down.
Apparently it's like someone says here, like, I will skip this brand because never heard of this AGI brand. Also, I will stick to what works, as to say, SanDisk been using 1 terabyte memory card, non-memory card, lol, for 2 years, not a single issue. And someone says 1.75 terabyte only. That seems wrong. Should be 1.94 terabyte. Nah, I think it's probably correct, but I'm not. Maybe not, but I'm not sure. But you lose the more, the bigger the size, the more you lose. You know. The more, pretty much they, the more they kind of. The more they kind of, what do you call it? Do you in?
Just open one of these. You see that it does indeed play.
But yeah, I haven't heard about the company either. But hey, if it works, it works. And maybe it works better than the others. I don't know, because some say, well, SanDisk and all that. Well, you know, sometimes it kind of stops working good as well.
See that we have scarcely put a dent in the memory of this SD card.
Memory. I don't know why he's using memory.
So my concluding remarks on this is it is a truly newfound piece of technology. It is, as you know, the highest capacity that an SDXC micro SD card can have. So if you want to get anything larger, you will have to wait till the SDUC ultra capacity comes out, and then we can look forward to our 128 terabyte micro SD cards. But for now, at least, this provides all the memory you could ever need. So this is Halcyon Zomboid signing out. 5 out of 5 stars for the AGI 2 terabyte micro SD card. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
First test.
I don't know, but the memory, the micro SD thing he had for it was.
What I have here is a Kochia.
Kochia. Let's see, Kochia micro SD reader. Let's see. But that actually looks pretty cool, you know. It looks very small, looks very... Yeah, that is... It's actually not that expensive either. The question is if it's actually... It's only USB 2.0, so... In regards to testing it, his test might not have been actually factual in regards of... Because like 2.0, it's not 3.0 USB, so that's kind of... might have been a problem in regards to that. Although maybe that actually would help in regards to the heat, you know, not overheating the micro SD, because when it overheats it goes down in speed anyway, you know. So maybe actually, if you actually took a quick one and a bad one, they might, you know, and you copy a lot of gigabyte, you know. I wonder if you might be getting pretty close to the same thing, because if it heats up, it just slows down anyway.
Is this card good? And who is this micro SD card actually for? Let's find out in today's video where we review the very unusual product. But before we begin, do give us a like and subscribe since we don't have any sponsors, and that will
They could have fixed the
help us out a lot.
USB-C as well.
So the packaging of this micro SD card is rather generous.
Oh, didn't they actually do
I'm surprised
that?
that they included a USB-C micro SD
Yeah, that's
card
like
reader
an
with the model number of
AGI USB there, so...
that goes up to USB 3.2 speeds. Not sure if it's USB 3.2 Gen 1 or Gen 2, but even a USB 3.2 Gen 1 is sufficient for this micro SD card's speed. So we will be using the included micro SD card reader to do all of the benchmarks in this review. It's USB 3.2 included a USB-C micro SD card reader with the model number of AGI CR138 that goes up to USB 3.2 speeds. Not sure if it's USB 3.2 Gen 1 or Gen 2, but even a USB 3.2 Gen 1 is sufficient for this micro SD card's speed. So we will be using the included micro SD card reader to do all of the benchmarks in this review.
Former OpenAI employee says that GPT-6 is dangerous. Well, we haven't even seen you know. Well, anyway. So here we have also like 170 megabyte read and 160 megabyte, in regards of read and. But yeah, I guess I don't really have that much, material that I really need, cause you just need all the good Protestant things. I don't really have that many gigabyte really. It takes a lot to fill all that data.
SD card is up to 170 megabytes.
So just with 1 terabyte, it's not really. The biggest issue is pretty much pretty much the speed, right? But that's.
Per second read and up to 160 megabytes per second write.
Yeah, when you move things and all that, it can take a long time, and it's nice that it actually goes quick. Like Total Commander can only do one operation at a time, so if you do something, you need to have it doing it while you do something else, and then it does it in the background.
Surprisingly, our initial benchmark did show that the microSD card is near the claimed speeds. We used the usual Crystal Disk Mark, Atto Disk benchmark, and also AS.
Let's see here. Yeah, I guess it looks pretty good in regards to the speeds, It doesn't look too bad. And actually they use the program that I also usually use. And in regards of I don't know. In regards to the bottom, maybe that could be a little better, but it still should be able to do programs as well. Portable programs. Although, can't remember how low was my main test in regards to it. I will see. The higher speeds are pretty good. I can't remember in regards to the lower speeds, but yeah, they use both applications, and this one is the one I want, of course. So I could check that from my own perspective. The read is, I guess it's good. It was like 260. It should be enough to run portable applications, and can't remember how fast.
This benchmark and also AS SSD. I know that AS SSD isn't suitable for a microSD card, but we still did it anyway. We did all of these benchmarks with some cooldown time in between. However, whenever we did stress the microSD card, I realized that the microSD card thermal throttle really hard, just like any
without cooldown time. Yeah, and that's the thing, of course. When you actually use the card very much, it actually goes down. That's the bad thing with these micro SD cards, and that's also the interesting thing why they don't actually make better cooling for these micro SD cards.
Any other micro SD cards.
If you're just moving like quickly from one place to another place and just do it quickly, it's the speed is doesn't go down. But if you do like a lot of files, then
it's an inherent issue with this kind of form factor.
Yeah, it is.
Essentially, we're only getting about 8% of the speed claimed on the packaging.
Yeah.
The read speed though remains unchanged, and that is actually a very good thing. You see, since the read speed is unaffected, we can effectively just use this micro SD card for the Nintendo Switch.
I guess in regards to games and all that, and you might not be needing to get so much data, but if you're moving data from one place to another place and you're moving it over to the micro SD card, then you kind of have a problem.
But then again, my current 256 gigs micro SD card is already plentiful for Switch games since they barely go beyond 10 gigabytes per game. So I decided to put this AGI Supreme Pro TF 1382 TB micro SD card into the ROG Ally, and nothing happens. Well, that sucks. I know that the ROG Ally melts.
Also owns up to micro SD reader issue on the ROG Ally. Okay, well that's something.
Micro SD cards, but I didn't know that they also melt the SD card reader itself. No worries, I'll just attach the micro SD card into the card reader before attaching the whole thing to the ROG Ally.
Yeah, that's
and I decided to use Genshin Impact in our test here since I'm very familiar with the game since I always play it on the Ally. I have already copied all of the game files into the micro SD card, which actually took forever, by the way. And we just changed the game file directory to the micro SD card and booted up the game. And of course, there's an update. It's here that we can see that short bursts of performance works really well for this microSD card. The loading time of the game though, if we compare the microSD card against the internal NVMe SSD, it is obviously gonna take a longer time. Even the loading time between regions in the game will be longer, but it's still commendable.
Yeah, if I was a game or anything like that, I would go with the SSDs things, you know, and not the micro SD. But of course, on mobiles, that's kind of not an option, and the SSDs kind of do use a lot of battery, you know, compared to the micro SD.
I played the game for about 30 minutes or so, and there was no performance dip, and that's actually a really good thing. Just to show you that I am indeed loading the game using the micro SD card, let me just... Yeah, and the game stops functioning. So what this means is that we can use this micro SD card for gaming on the ROG Ally or Steam Deck or anything similar like that. Sure, the installation time will be super long, but everything else works just fine. Another usage for this micro SD card, as stated on their website, is drones. We don't have a drone here in the studio, but we do have a Sony A7C mirrorless camera that I always use.
Oh well, anyway, whatever the case.
So, in not surprising news, someone else has left.
But I do wonder in regards of that, you know, I have seen two micro SD cards, and
Let's talk about
oh yeah, by the way, oh yeah, maybe I should actually write that onto the people on this forum. Hey guys, I just found what seems to be the first 2 terabyte so-called 2 terabyte card of terabyte micro SD card. If anyone wanna try it, oh here is some information. There are some reviews on YouTube on it as well. So yeah, okay. Post. Let's just get it out there for these people, see if they want to. Although in regards to 2 terabyte, it's like sounds like huge amount, you know.
about the world's first 2 terabyte micro SD card. Welcome to Visual Storytelling with me, Gary Fernan, the podcast where I talk things photography and video that help you create better visual content for yourself and your clients. Let's talk about then the world's first 2 terabyte micro SD card. Not so long ago, to get a 2 terabytes of storage, you'd need a thumping great 3.5-inch mechanical hard disk drive. However, Japanese company Kioxia Corporation, K-I-O-X-I-A, so Kioxia Corporation claim to have produced a working prototype of a 2 terabyte micro SDXC card. Even though this is currently at the prototype stage, this is nonetheless an impressive move forward in technology. And if it comes to fruition, something I would imagine drone pilots, those who use action cameras and gamers are going to get very excited about. The question, however, you can learn more about them. So I will certainly be keeping my eye on the production of this 2 terabyte card. I think, although I mentioned that drone pilots, gamers and those who have action cameras would probably get most excited about it, I think also there are other photographers such as wedding photographers, event photographers, those who shoot a mass of photos would also be interested or inclined to lean towards something of this size, just purely to remove the need to constantly change out memory cards. So I'll certainly be keeping my eye on this to see
most interestingly, how much one of these is going to cost. But if you've heard of Kioxia before and can share more about this company and what they're about, then I'd love to hear from you. I'd also be interested to know your thoughts on a card of this size. Do you think it's going to be a good thing straight away? Do you think there's going to be teething problems with it? Do you think it's going to deliver on what it says? Love to hear from you. Either leave me a comment or you can tweet me at Gary Fernham. So until next time, folks, be creative, be inspired.
Oh man, I've been waiting for 15 megabytes per second, which is...
There we have another one, but it's said to be a little slower, but it's SanDisk. It's 1.5, so-called 1.5 gigabyte, but...
brings the launching price of the 1 terabyte version back in the days. Now, should you buy it? Well, it's up to you. But
I do
Have you
wonder
heard
in
of the
regards
brand?
to the other 1 terabyte if that actually, in regards to the speed. But the thing is, you don't have really anything to go by. Oh, here we go.
like about 1 or 2 manufacturers that are able to do this, and AGI is microSD. The high density of storage, AGI also has 2 terabytes of microSD card.
Oh, that's also like what is it called? Not sure if it's actually good enough quality, but to actually see the link in regards to the QR link. See here. Oh, it should be better.
Card.
Maybe if I take the, I don't know if I guess I'm recording, so oops, pushed the wrong thing here.
I also has 2 terabytes of microSD.
Okay, actually in the beginning it actually seems
With
to be
such
the
a high
better.
density of storage, AGI also has 2 terabytes of.
There we go. Let's okay. It's just oh, come on! I can't even hit the. Apparently, I can't even hit the thing. Oh, there we go.
Of microSD card. So far, there's only like about 1.
There we go. Okay, we'll try again. Apparently, I'm just hitting the wrong print screen. I don't have much focus. Speed class, blah 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 blah. Standard SD, 1 and 2 terabytes, 107, 260
1 or 2
megabyte.
manufacturers that are able.
Oh, now we got a good picture, I think. Now it's like kind of censored in regards of the. I think you might actually be able to see what it's actually saying. This is entering use data and actually blah blah. No, it's really, that's not easy to see. Anyway.
Able to do this, and
Oh, actually the last part actually.
card. So far, there's only like about 1 or 2 manufacturers that are able to do this, and
Typical. It's just the last ending
so
of it
far,
that
there's
actually
only like
focused
about
pretty
1
good.
or 2 manufacturers that are able
Is that good? No. There we go. Let's try that. Let's take a screenshot.
to do this, and AGI is one.
Oops. There we go. Looks pretty good actually in regards of the colors and all that, and
And we
probably
also have
okay. Oh, nice. You actually have in this box at least. You have like USB-C and you have a reader with it and all that. That's nice.
one for our review too, which will come later. Then there's one cabinet where they show us a bunch of accessories while we are charging.
Oh,
This
actually.
cube is something that is plugged between our charger and the phone, and of course it has either 512 gigs or 1 terabyte.
Anyway,
of storage
interesting
inside.
at least. So we have 2
Thank
gig
you.
of or terabyte apparently. Interesting.
Terabyte micro SD card.
I
That's
do
all for
wonder in
now.
regards to the fans for the mobiles and all that. Maybe you could buy like one of those to the LTV20 maybe or something like that. Just stupid that you need to have like cooling on a mobile phone. Of course, it also costs battery life. We have the AGI technology in regards to the. There we go. No, these are the olds. Oh, do we have the 2 terabyte card? Nope. It's only apparently the old cards they show. Okay. Oh well, maybe someone will like the screenshots. So yeah, well, what's happening on Discord? Someone has written to in another place verify. Oh, see here, Jesus. See here. It's not a perfect mobile. As I try. See here. Well. To the application, bub. I don't know. Apparently I need to do some whatever, every single time, instead of just having like, hey, just verify, you need to do some kind of application bub thing, I don't know. Why do you need to go through all these bullshit things, I don't get it. On Discord, verify after you read the rules, then ping a moderator for access to the server, I don't know. Click to see attachment. Can't believe if you're not in the. So there's 2 new messages, so we need to get through the blah 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 blah. Yeah, go. How did you find a search? Like, why? Yeah, give me a break. How do you search? What is your Protestant? Okay, come on, you know, mail. Like, just looking around. Probably. Baby. I don't know, just maybe. Let's just keep the maybe. your application has been submitted. Oh yeah, whatever. Probably, maybe. I know. Isn't that how it goes with computers these days? Maybe, you know? Do you? Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work, right? Have you read the rules? Maybe. 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 You know, it's. Oh, never. Yeah, I don't know. You know, maybe. Probably not. I know. Of course, we're not to lie and all that. It's like these days of madness and all that. I don't know if I read the. I don't know. I don't even know where the rules are. You know. So I don't know. You know. Like how do they like? I've been on this server for I don't know how long, and apparently you need to verify, and I don't know. I don't know. Are you wanting in the server or not? I think I did. I think I saw it. Sent the thing. I don't know. I don't get all this madness on all the servers for just getting in and talking to people. Like, but apparently it's just a thing that everybody apparently now does. That like security to get in. Anyway. Do you want to get in or not? Well, you know, anyway, there we go. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The MOBA, the... Fat 30, we suggest you purchase the ST. Isn't that X-Fat that actually... You do understand me. Hopefully. So someone actually says here, and I'm not sure if this is true, but if that's true, that's just bullshit. I'm asking if the Unihertz Tank 3 Pro supports XFAT, and it seems like someone says, we suggest you purchase the SD card in FAT32 format directly. The default format of the SD card is FAT32. Hopefully not. That's hopefully not, you know. That would be absolute depravity. That would absolutely be no go, you know. Just give me a break, you know. That would I don't know if it's because they need to pay for it, but FAT32 is like you know, it's only does 4 gigabyte. That's the maximum. So you get into issues and all that. So hopefully. if it only supports FAT32, the company making the mobile need to upgrade it ASAP. There we go. I'm just sick and tired of, like, you know, oh, we don't support this and that and all that. That's for sure. That's a deal breaker. That is a deal breaker. If it does not support something so simple as XFAT. So hopefully the company actually does support. You know, you never know these days of absolute rubbish, you know. I tend to make lots of rubbish. We suggest you buy it in FAT32. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But yeah. There's not much support anymore. And sanity in this world. Yeah, that's just
OpenAI stating that they are quite afraid that GPT-5 or GPT-6, or even the infamous GPT-7, which is of course trademarked, might be the Titanic. Now, they're essentially stating this because they are concerned at the rate of development of OpenAI's models and the slow rate of development of OpenAI's safety. Not to mention, OpenAI's super alignment team managed to disband earlier this year. What actually happened? Who was the individual that decided to resign from OpenAI, and what exactly is going on? Well, here you have William Saunders. No, the title isn't clickbait.
oh, come on, like the admin won't let me in. Like, I have a question about an answer on your application.
Some kind of
Can you just give me a break with the bullshit of application now?
In this,
I have a question about your answer on your application. How did you find this server? After you answer, you can be let in. You applied with just Discord. Did you find the server on Discord? How? Oh, come on, I used the search feature, you know, I was like, you know, it's like, why do you need to know how, like, give me a break, you know, like, what is this bullshit? How did you find the channel? It's like, why does it matter? Oh my, what does the world come to, you know, why does it matter how I found it? I found it by Discord. You know, you gather the rest. How did I find it by Discord? And the search feature, maybe. Oh my. Like, what is wrong with people these days, you know? We need to know how you found the server. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. What is going on with this crazy race? And I don't understand why they, you know, I guess I could do it myself. Make it sane. Just make a lounge, you know? Where everybody can be in, and then you could always, like, you know, where everybody can just be in a one big, and if anything, it can always go into further, you know, deeper into the things right here. You could actually make it so you start in the lounge, and, you know, that after being there for a month or something like that, then you could move to the next, you know, whatever, like internet relay chat, where they kind of have a behind thing, you know, that usually in regards to the channel, specifically for those that pretty much are, and then you have the standard, you know. Anyway, maybe I'm just complaining too much, you know. It's just
stunning interview. Gives a few insights as to why he believes this, and like I think you all should watch this because whilst yes, the new tools, the new capabilities of Frontier systems are quite interesting.
But I do wonder in regards to these micro SD, even if they only do USB 2.0, if it probably does have an impact in the, you know, of course it is, but in regards of, you know, at some point, if you actually go full speed ahead, at some point it will hit the micro SD. So if you actually are on a lower one, it might actually not, the speed might not be hit because it automatically is not going full speed ahead, and that might maybe you know, not make it go down, and just continue in the maximum speed that it can actually already do, and thereby it might not actually be that big of a difference, but maybe it is. But I haven't tested it. I just wonder. But they really should make like some USBs where there actually is a pretty good cooling. You know, they could make some cooling for the micro SD, so the heat would get away from the micro SD card. You know, or maybe, yeah, I don't know. I would think it would be possible. You know, just huge clump of copper or something like that, or other kind of metal, and then yeah, I don't know. But apparently no one does that, you know. To just get the heat away and it's dispersed out in the air, you know. And then just mass produce it, right? Make one good thing that works with the micro SDs in regards to the USB. Just a little metal thing, you know.
He does dive into some of the things that did happen that were unexpected in AI systems that we will talk about a little bit later.
I'm afraid that GPT-5 or GPT-6 or GPT-7 might be the Titanic.
Believe it or not, William is the first OpenAI employee that we've had on the show expressing criticism of OpenAI from within, or like from previously within.
What people were talking about at the company in terms of timelines to something dangerous. A lot of people talking about similar things to the predictions of Leopold Aschenbrenner, 3 years towards wildly transformative AGI. I was leading a team of 4 people doing this interpretability research. And we just fundamentally don't know how they work inside, unlike any other technology known to man. If you have the blueprint for building something as smart as a human, then you run a bunch of copies of it and they try to figure out how to improve the blueprint and make itself even smarter. There's maybe like a 10% probability that this happens within 3 years.
Anybody who expects you're going to set up an infrastructure of safety regulation in 3 to 5 years just doesn't understand how Washington or the real world works, right? So this is why I feel anxious about this.
A scenario that I think about is these systems become very good at deceiving and manipulating people in order to increase their own power relative to society at large. In this situation, it is unconscionable to race towards this without doing your best to prepare and get things right.
Some people say that this conversations like this are kind of doing OpenAI's marketing work for it. What do you think about that conversation?
I certainly don't feel like what I'm saying here is doing marketing for OpenAI.
Okay.
We need to be able to have a serious and sober conversation model that happens.
Close that down. But anyway, best micro SD for
microSD cards
Legion.
free.
I guess that's a game.
This one, and
I guess he tested.
I found this, but that was because I had issues with the one I previously bought. This one, however, is working great. It held up well in my testing with both read and write speeds. So I would just make a note that if you do choose to get this card, I would just be sure to test it pretty thoroughly, make sure that it's not going to have any overheating issues, and that you're getting the read and write speeds that you should be. Alright, this is editing Jake
I thought
here.
he tested.
Doing some more research, I found this kind of insane deal on this 1 terabyte micro SD card, and it actually has good ratings. It's got a lot of them, and it's only $50 for a 1 terabyte card. That is pretty insane. If anything is wrong with it, it's returnable until January 31st. That's great. And yeah, just looking at the reviews, they are mostly positive. It sounds like that it will be a little bit slower than the name brand cards, the originals.
So what is his
cards.
conclusion?
I did test a couple bigger games. They all worked fine. But for me, I would personally use these micro SD cards for stuff like emulation or lighter games, and put the bigger games on your internal SSD so that you are taking advantage of those better load times. And lastly, if the price is too good to be true, please do not buy it. There are sites, so just be aware of that. Stick to some better name brand.
So I guess he just claimed to conclude that don't use micro SDs for cards for
and it
these
did have
games.
great performance for a good price.
Whatever.
quite
But yeah,
steep.
the SSD, of course, is clearly a lot faster than any of these
It's
micro
got
SDs.
plenty of space for everything from
And it's
Steam
also
games.
much safer for things. Otherwise, they're actually showing. So they're showing how the game is running. This kind of doesn't make any sense because it's probably loaded into the RAM at this point. So the only thing they pretty much gets out of is that it's loading it from the SSD and the SD card.
This is loading the story mode, and the SSD takes 27 seconds versus just 33 seconds from the SD card. Again, I'll let this run in real time so you can see the difference.
But it doesn't make any sense. It's only the load time that will pretty much be different, really. Because if it's just loaded all into the RAM, it's not going to...
Interestingly, again, I ran the built-in benchmark, and while the performance generally remained the same, the loading times between each of the scenes meant that the SD card run took 25 seconds longer than the SSD test.
So it's just the loading, every time it needs to load, But in regards to the game,
now, I've
it's the
synced
same.
up the
In
test
regards to the FT, frames per second and all that.
best as I can here, at least from the start, so that you can see
just the load
how
times.
these run, and again, I'll let them run fully.
But of course, the
through
load
so you
times,
see
it can
what's
be
going
pretty
on.
annoying if you have longer load times. You want it as little as possible, of course. I got some load times. So you would, really, if I had one of these or whatever, these gaming devices, I would go for the biggest SSD that you can get, And even if the SSD might actually be slower than, if you're gonna get a 4 GB SSD that you could put in one of these, even if it might be a little slower than the fastest SSD, it should still be pretty fast,
It's rated at least 100 megabytes per
So,
second in
anyway.
claim, at least in the Steam Deck.
I love,
It's a little
so it
concerning.
shouldn't really be a biggie problem.
There are plenty of options though, including from people like Samsung who are actually deck or maybe even test with micro SD cards.
I'm going to get one of these gaming devices anyway, so lots of other things to do. That's interesting in regards to this small card reader. Oh well, anyway. Give me a break. Upstairs neighbor can't figure out how to walk.